Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that I'd get ready, but I have a lot on my mind and I wanted to share. And if you've seen the title of this video, it's going to be mostly geared towards creators. However, I feel like there is a lot of beauty enthusiasts that are always supporting us, around us, talking makeup all day long with us, that are maybe on the cusp of transitioning into a creator. And so I thought that this would be helpful. In general, I've never been really good with gatekeeping, you guys. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody succeeding. I want everybody to have an opportunity, but there are some steps or some tips that I've learned along the way, and I wanted to share that today. The makeup that I use during the Get Ready With Me will be listed down below. If I have an affiliate code or anything, that will be in the description box below. So make sure and check that out if you're interested. Okay, I want to start with a question. Okay. And you don't have to answer, but just be honest because we all see this. Have you ever noticed that on Instagram, on YouTube, or any other platform, you may have really good engagement? Okay. You may have people pumping you up, telling you, oh, beautiful. Oh, great look. Oh, good job. And then the moment that you have a sponsored post, or you mention that you got something in PR, or you're an affiliate, all of a sudden engagement is completely low, or just a lot lower than what it normally is. I've noticed this, and I remember when I had just started my channel, there was a creator. I actually love her. We're really good friends now, but I would see her. I was brand new on YouTube, and I would see her make these amazing posts. She's got the best, most infectious smile. Always has all these people telling her how beautiful she is. Thank you for sharing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The moment she would post a picture or a post on Instagram and it said, got this in PR, or check out my affiliate link, whatever the case may be, all of a sudden engagement was and I started to notice these things. So what she did to kind of get around it is she would ask people, she'd say, please go show this post some love. She would reshare it on her stories. Please go show this post some love, really excited to be working with this brand, etc. And I started to kind of see a trend. Listen, I am one that, and I have to get better about this because I really do enjoy the beauty community, but I'm one that just generally doesn't scroll too much, especially during the week, because I am running around usually like crazy from sun up to sundown. Okay. Now, if somebody tags me in a post, I make sure and share it. I make sure and, just kind of pump them up, like help encourage them along their journey, right? That's another big reason why I started Makeup and Chills, because I wanted to spotlight other creators. But I've noticed that this happens. Now, recently, I'm sure most of you or some of you have heard about this whole mascara gate situation with Michaela Nogueira. And what happens is that because when we are duped, or there's deceptive marketing practices that are happening with these creators, we start to believe less and less in creators, and we don't want to support the creator being sponsored or in any way affiliated with a brand, because we're like, oh God, here we go. She used to be cool, but now we can't trust her because it's kind of getting to her head, blah, blah, blah. Now, I understand that. I really do understand that. And I think as a creator, we have to be careful about that. What I'm going to tell you is that regardless of the number of your following, and I'll get more into that later, there's something that you did or a look that you have that is unique to you that got a brand's attention. So please feel confident in that. The only thing that I can tell you is that when you are posting about these brands and products, be honest. I'm going to say, don't do your best to be honest, just be honest 100% every single time. Eventually, people will understand and get to realize that they can trust you, that you always give a fair review. Doesn't mean you have to, drag that brand through the dump or anything like that, but you have to be honest. Slowly, that will resolve itself. But today, I'm going to share some tips on how to get a brand's attention for PR or for sponsorships or affiliate programs, all of these things, regardless of your following. I feel like sometimes people gatekeep this information, or maybe as creators, we feel really self-conscious or a little embarrassed about asking. We think it's a personal question. Like, no, my social security number is a personal question. Asking me how to get ahead or how to do something a little bit better, should just be normal. It should be normalized. We should be encouraging and uplifting each other in the beauty community and as creators as a whole and helping each other win. At the end of the day, there's more than enough for everyone. Okay, there's 3 simple tips on how to get people to trust you. Okay, there's 3 different things that I want to say about getting people and the general public or the beauty consumer to trust you. And the first thing that I want to say is, we hear the term micro-influencer. Micro-influencer is actually an influencer that is anywhere between 10,000 to 100,000 followers. That's not me. So what am I called? I have about 3,300 followers on YouTube, another 3,000 on other platforms. So I am considered a nano influencer. Now, last year during the summer, I was lucky enough to be invited to an influencer event. And it was with BK Beauty. I posted about it. It was so much fun. And I was just so honored to be there. And so when I got there, I was talking to Lisa J., and I said, hey, thank you so much for including me. My sister and I were there. It was so awesome. And I said, but honestly, I would have understood if I wasn't included. I'm just so tiny, And she is, first of all, is a sweetheart. And she's one of those that she sees value in everyone, which I think we should all emulate that. But what she said really shocked me. And she said, no. I'm going to stop you right there, Yadi. And she's like, what I have to tell you is that you may think you have such a small platform, but it's the nano influencers, the micro influencers, 100,000 or less followers, subscribers, whatever you want to call them, that have the biggest impact. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, I have done sponsorships with larger creators. I've done sponsorships with smaller creators, and it always blows my mind how these smaller creators end up being so much more successful in these collaborations than the larger ones. What happens is that as you continue to grow and, you're getting your name out there, brands are probably paying you bigger bucks, whatever, people start to lose their trust in them. They just feel like they can't be trusted. They're not relatable anymore. Whereas the nano influencer has nothing to gain or lose. We are literally paying for all of our own product. We don't owe any brand anything. We can be honest without repercussion of not getting PR or being, taken off the list of creators to collaborate with. And so because of that, we tend to be more honest. So she's like, don't ever discount your audience, your engagement, the products that you're sharing, and the trust that those people have in you because you're relatable. They understand that you're paying for this with your own money. And because of that, it has a greater impact. So number 1, doesn't matter how many followers or a following you have, you can always get the attention of a brand. It just depends on how you work it. And these are the tips I'm going to share. Of course, the second thing that I want to say, which I already said, is be honest, good or bad, be honest, because we understand that not every product is going to work every single time. And so that's another thing that I know I had to check myself on, because for me, all of the products that I have in my collection, I love. Now I've curated my collection, and over time I've learned what I like, what brands I like, what formulas I like, and what I don't. But sometimes there's going to be products that I don't like. The most recent example is this Rare Beauty highlighter. Everybody and their mom is raving about it. And I heard somebody comment that the reason why is because they want to get Selena's attention. She's one of those brands that's very inclusive, is out there, looks at the smaller creators and the larger creators. And so people are always trying to I won't say people, because that's generalizing. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but all I can tell you is I did the video, I did the short, I showed the texture. I've had other people confirm that. I had to be honest. If at the end of the day, I love a lot of Rare Beauty products, but at the end of the day, she's not paying me. She didn't send me that thing for free. I had to pay for it, and it's still sitting there. I'm using it because I paid for it, but it's still sitting there, and it's still not my favorite. So be honest. Another thing that I think has worked really well for me is give reasons not to buy a product or provide alternatives. And this has served me really well, you guys. Lately, I've been posting about Pat McGrath a lot and just kind of calling it out like I see it. I definitely don't feel that I've said anything disrespectful or anything that would be offensive to Pat McGrath, but I've kind of called it like it is. And I've kind of said things that other people are thinking. And the reason for that is because that's another way that we can come off as disingenuous. You know, there can be people that are talking smack about the brand, you know, behind closed doors, or like saying how over it they are with her releases. And then they get on camera and, you know, they just like soften it up as much as possible. They don't call it for what it is. And so those things start to become noticeable in creators, and we have to be careful with that. So I would say when you are a creator, you're recommending product, say the good, say the bad, give product alternatives, because not everybody can run to the store and drop $50 on a highlighter or $100 on a palette every single time. So help your audience, serve them in that way, give them an alternative, help them realize that they don't need it. As much FOMO as we have, they don't need it. Give alternatives. That might help them. Okay, this look is looking bomb, you guys. I thought I had pulled out some shimmers thinking, but no, I haven't even done this look since 2020. Not even kidding you. This is the Devinah. I don't know what it was called. Coven's Curse or something. So freaking cool. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, as we move on, nano and micro influencers have a lot to contribute, and brands are very interested in working with you. Number 2, be honest, good or bad. That will build trust and rapport with your followers, and they will feel confident in taking your recommendation. Number 3, give reasons not to buy the product or give alternatives. If the product's really, really good, but you recognize that there may be people that are following you that don't have the money to go buy this product right away, give them alternatives. Don't leave that follower or subscriber feeling a sense of FOMO or feeling like they're less than because they can't go buy this product. Give them alternatives. And if you're trying a lot of different products, you will automatically know. I mean, makeup's not that innovative. You will know what's a good alternative for the new release that you're showcasing, or just flat out give them reasons not to buy it. You know, I love Charlotte Holdcroft. She has this series that is called You Don't Need That. I actually just messaged her the other day and I said that I'm going to be recreating that. And it's kind of like the counterpart of Samantha March's Will I Buy It? You know, Samantha March is not telling you to buy, but she's kind of showcasing all the new products. Charlotte Holdcroft is doing the exact same thing, and she's telling you exactly why you don't need it. All of those things build trust. Okay, before we get into the 5 tips on how to get the brands to notice you, to want to work with you and send you PR, I want to show you something. I want to show you that the tips I'm going to share actually work. This is a good opportunity to announce. Oh my gosh, I'm like dying on the inside because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So I want to announce that I was reached out to by Casetify. Do you guys know who Casetify is? Let's do a quick unboxing and then I'll tell you all about them. So first of all, look at how cute the packaging that it comes in. So cute. Just says Casetify everywhere. And oh my God, you guys, I'm so excited. Now, Casetify is the world's most known tech accessory brand. Cute. I'm going to unbox it with you guys so you can see. The cool thing about Casetify is that they're clear cases. You know, a lot of people love the clear cases, or like kind of like the color hues cases that are still a little clear, but they're optimized to not get that yellowing, that funky yellowing that you get from cases. I mean, cases are pretty pricey. You pay $50 for a clear case because you want your phone to show, but then it starts to get yellow right away. Casetify cases don't do that. You're able to customize your cases. So I'm going to show you what I picked. And then this is the last one. Looks like the box is all messed up there. But this is the last, so they have accessories as well. Another thing that I love about them is they have an artist program that's very culturally diverse. I am filming this and you're watching this at the beginning of February, which is Black History Month. And they actually have a collection called the Black Artist Collective, where there's a ton of really great cases honoring Black artists and the contributions to art that Black people have brought to our community and to our world. That's very cool. They also have a Recasetify program where they have recycled over 51,000 old phone cases, and they use those to make new cases. So 65% of the cases that I'm going to show you now have come from recycled materials. So that's good. It's good for Mother Earth. And I like that. I think it's conscious of them to do that. They have some accessories where I'm going to show you today. They have over 2,000 different designs, which I think is really cool. And I guess the number one reason why we buy phone cases is because they're highly protective, right? They're highly protective and they claim to protect up to 8.2 feet of a fall. So we're going to test that kinda-ish. I'm a little nervous, but we got to trust them. And they have a really cool feature on some of the cases. Some, maybe all, but it's called the bounce case corner. So basically when the phone falls like this on the corner, it's going to have up to 21 feet of protection. So Casetify is a big deal, you guys. I have seen Casetify affiliates that are huge. The number one person that comes to mind is going to be Bailey Sarian. Yeah. Do you know Bailey Sarian? She has like over 6 or 7 million followers. She does murder, mystery, and crime. She's the person that I heard about Casetify of the first time. Another favorite YouTuber that is a Casetify affiliate, Jessica Braun. Jessica Braun's also huge. She has almost 1 million followers. So listen, I don't think less of myself, but I have 3,300 subscribers on YouTube. Total combined with all my platforms, I have over 6,000 followers. Now, to me, that's a big deal, and I appreciate every single person that chooses to be part of my journey, but compared to Bailey Sarian, the tips that I'm going to share work. Let's just quickly unbox these. So the first item that they sent over, I did request all of these. They asked me what I wanted to try, and so I told them. But the first one is this like wireless charging pad. So it's a magnetic wireless charger. It looks pretty sleek. It's kind of smaller than the wireless chargers that we're used to seeing. And it comes with the cord. So this is very cool. I will be sharing in my stories or on a TikTok how quickly it charges the phone. The next thing that they sent over is this sleek little box and another accessory. I'm so excited. If you are an iWatch wearer, you're gonna love this. So they sent me an iWatch band. So cute. I'll try this on a TikTok as well, but this is so cute. Let me just show you another view there. It's a gold one. I chose a gold one. Or rose gold. I'm sorry. Rose gold. And the next one. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I feel honored. It's a big deal, but let me show you. So it says, thank you for choosing us. We hope you love our products as much as we love making them. At Casetify, we're on a mission to minimize our environmental impact without sacrificing self-expression and creativity. Our gift packaging is made of recycled paper from plants and is designed to be easily reused. Our Recasetify program, so I was telling you guys about that, gives old phone cases from any brand a second life. Visit casetify.com/recasetify to redeem the offer and to learn more. Okay, I'll probably package all of this up, I'm just being honest, and refilm it for TikTok, okay? So if you see that, don't think I'm trying to be disingenuous. It's just, I want to make sure that every platform has some content, but this is what the case looks like. This is how the phones come. I already did this once, but they fell everywhere, so I'm holding it back. This is what the phone cases look like. Again, I chose all of these cases, but I'm going to put that claim on the yellowing of the case to test because I did get a clear one. This is their newest one that was released. Then I got this really pretty one because green is my favorite color. If you didn't know, cherry blossoms are something that I hope to tattoo on my back at some point. And then I also got a customized one because I wanted to check it out. So this one is really cool. It's like really classy looking, but it's like a leather case. And then it has my name there. So cute. Okay. Phone cases are not cheap, you guys, but when you think about it, they actually protect the phone that you have. So they are going to protect an $1,100 device in some cases. If you are in the market for a phone case, if you want to check it out, if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can go to www.casetify.com/Yadi Beauty and check it out. Now, if you want to purchase something, my code will give you 15% off. So it's 15 Yadi Beauty, and you'll get 15% off your entire purchase. I think the only stuff that's included is going to be like some of the collabs. They have some really cool collab pieces. So my code, nobody's code, works for those. But for accessories that I showed you for phone cases, it works for all of it. All right, now let me give you 5 tips on how to get there. All right, enough with all of this fluff and advertising. Let me give you 5 tips on how to get brands to notice you. You may be wondering how Casetify noticed me. So although it's not part of my tips, because I'll explain how it happened, the tips that I share with you today will still help you get a brand like this to notice you. Some of these are gonna sound kind of like common sense. You know, you might be looking at me like, duh, Yadi, duh. But sometimes we forget, or sometimes we just don't feel confident enough to do this. I know I felt that way. So I'm just going to tell you, just do it. It's going to work. Tip number 1 is tag these brands. Tag them, tag them, tag them. I'm pretty sure some of these brands are freaking sick of seeing me come up on their feed. And I don't care. I don't really care, because at the end of the day, it's free advertising. But I want to encourage you. I want to challenge you. There's people that watch my videos that don't have a YouTube channel, but they've created like Instagram beauty pages, you know, just to connect with the beauty community, things like that. I want to tell you, tag, tag, tag. That's the number 1 way and the easiest way to get a brand to notice you. Because especially if you keep coming up on their feed, you know, that's a good thing. I do believe that that's how BK Beauty, for instance, noticed me. And I'm pretty sure they get sick of, well, I can't speak for them, but I'm pretty sure they get sick of seeing me today. Because even if I am talking about a completely different product, like nothing to do with brushes, but I used their brush on my reel or, you know, my post, whatever, I will freaking tag them. I want them to know that I'm somebody that they should be investing in, that I'm somebody that is a true lover of their products. Somebody that doesn't need to be asked or coaxed to share their products. And so brands really, really like that. Again, it's free advertising. Gone are the days that brands would spend millions of dollars on a single commercial. They don't do that anymore. Do you know why? Because people don't sit around and watch TV. They have things like Hulu and Netflix and everything else. They're not watching commercials. Why do you think Super Bowl is such a big deal? Because brands have gone above and beyond making sure that the commercials are super, super legit, and they're going to have exposure. They're going to be able to get in front of people, because generally they don't get in front of these people very much throughout the year. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you feel like, oh, I don't know if I should tag them, I'm not a creator, you are a creator. And even if you're not a creator, you are a beauty enthusiast that loves their product. Most people would be flattered. Most people love, including brands, to be featured and to be talked about. That's how they continue to spread the word. Number 2, okay, you got over your fear and your insecurities about tagging the brand and having them notice you. Let's just say that you post this beautiful picture and they come onto your page and they comment on the post that you tagged them in. Start a conversation. Use that as an opportunity to start a conversation. I actually say take it to DMs. Like as soon as they comment on your post, take it to your DMs and just say something authentic, like, you know, not, hey, thanks for commenting on my post, but maybe something like, hey, thanks so much for engaging. I'm really enjoying this product. Can't wait for the next launch. Something like this, right? You kind of want to pump them up, let them know that you're a fan of their product. Now, don't do that if you don't like their products most of the time. You know, be genuine about it, but definitely do that. A lot of brands are actually, they have brand managers, they have social media page associates that are running these pages for them. That's what they're paid for, is to engage with audiences on social media. So most of them will engage, will answer back, and you can start a conversation. This is how relationships are formed with brands. I have a couple friends that are social media associates, or they run the pages for the brands, and they say this all day long. Like if they engage on a post of a creator and the creator doesn't even take the time to answer back or to say thank you or even heart the comment that this brand left on their page, they kind of just move on, you guys. But if you engage with them and you're just like, you know, just letting them know a little bit about who you are, what you think of their brand, you know, asking questions, things like that, you will get their attention. And the next time that they're sitting around a board meeting with the brand owner, or, you know, they may be the brand owner, right? Smaller brands, they do it all. They're a one-man show. They're going to be sitting around the conference room table. And when they start thinking of new creators to send PR to, or people that have caught their eye, they may remember you based on the conversation that you started with them over on DMs. I have to remember to tell you guys how this whole Casetify thing came to be. So don't let me forget. The next one, tip number 3, you're going to love it. Your mind will be blown. But tip number 3, ask. Tip number 3, ask. Now, I think we forget that, hey, only the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Have you ever seen some creators and they're smaller? I'll give my friend as an example because I'm just so proud of her. And believe it or not, sometimes I go to her for advice on how to get these brands to notice me. But I have a friend, her name's Sunsaray, Enamored Beauty on YouTube and Instagram. Please go follow her. She loves luxury beauty. She is very, very specific on the type of products that she uses. And she gets PR from big brands. And so this is a perfect example of my tip number 3. Tip number 3, ask. I know, right? Tip number 3, ask. Again, the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the oil first. Now, there's a lot of brands that, are bigger. They don't sit around, thinking about this stuff except until they have to do it, right? Especially if you work with brands that are smaller, or brands that don't have media managers that run their pages, that sort of thing. And so if you put yourself on their radar, you're more likely to be considered for PR when they open it. Now, how do you ask? This was a question that I had, and I was actually really self-conscious about it. I just did this a couple months ago, actually. I'm like, but how do I ask without sounding cheesy or whatever, And one of the tips that my friend gave me was just ask and just tell them hey, I think she even sent me a screenshot of what she does, but it's I am a small beauty creator that has a passion for beauty, a passion for indie, a passion for luxury. Fill it in to what fits you. And I really enjoy doing this. I would love the opportunity to be considered on your PR list and continue to share your products with my followers. It's as simple as that. It's not cheesy, you guys. It's not cheesy. There's people that never ask. I can't tell you how many times I've heard creators that have 50, 60, 100,000 followers that will say, oh my God, it had always been my dream to get PR from this company or that brand. And I've loved them and followed them for so long. And it's obviously I don't know their life, but it's did you ever ask, girl? Because you have been promoting their products for years. Why wouldn't you get PR from that brand? I guess the way I think about it is nobody is going to, what's the word? Advocate for you or make it their business to make sure you get known or noticed. That's on you. You have to be your own advocate. One of the things that me and Kara used to say a lot, when we had just started is I think because we were trying to get comfortable with, being so visible online was I toot my own horn, honey. Nobody is going to pump me up or share more about me than me. I have to be the one that in a way, in a sense, has no shame when it comes to what my goals and aspirations are. Nobody's going to just call me and say, hey, Yadi, I noticed you like makeup. Tell me, what are your dreams and aspirations? Let me help those come true. Nobody's going to do that, you guys. It's just not going to happen. And so that has to be left up to us. But I think that doing these things and more than anything, not gatekeeping this information and sharing it with you, telling you what other creators are doing, hopefully makes you feel more confident and feel better about doing it, because in a world where there are people doing what I do, being asked to be affiliates for brands like this, like Casetify, you're not going to stand out if you don't stand up and say something. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I think I did this backwards. I was supposed to do the blush first. All right, tip number 4, tag other creators or influencers that already have a partnership with this brand. I'm just going to give it to you straight, you guys. And some people may cringe when they hear me say this, but it's the truth. I have been strategic in a lot of the things that I've done. There are many reasons why I'm not further along than I am, but I'm not making excuses. I'm making changes. But one thing that I think works sometimes is tag the creator that maybe influenced you to try this brand, especially if they're following you, okay? So pay attention to what I'm saying, especially if they're following you already. So I have a few creators that are bigger than me. Now, it has to come from a genuine place, okay? Don't just seek to be followed by other large creators, hoping or expecting, this to happen this way. It has to be genuine. So what I mean by that is it has to be a creator that you enjoy following, interacting with, engaging with, so that eventually, this creator will follow you back. Now, I guess my thought behind that was like, I never looked at people's following as like something that made them better than me. I was a full ass grown woman when I started doing this. And so I kind of walked into it having my own sense of confidence and accomplishment. Like, I didn't think numbers really meant something. Obviously, they do when it comes to gaining further opportunities and exposure. But as far as like who you were in the dark where nobody saw you, no, I didn't think that they were better than me. Because of that, I was more active or proactive about reaching out to that creator and starting a conversation, starting to build that relationship. Eventually, a few larger creators started following me on social media. And I'll be honest, I think I did this without knowing this at first, but a brand actually confirmed this for me, so I know that it's true. I tagged one of the large creators and I said, "Hey, so glad that you put me onto this product. I'm so excited." I didn't say nothing cheesy like, "I'm so excited to film about it and share it on my platform." Like, nothing like that. It has to be genuine, right? But I said, "I'm so excited." And so I tagged them. This brand specifically, they actually told me, you guys. They told me that when they saw that comment that they actually went to go look at my profile and that they happened to notice that this large creator that was that I had tagged actually followed me back on Instagram. Okay. A lot of the engagement happens on Instagram, by the way. So she's like, "Yeah, when I saw that, I started looking through your pictures and you're so cute and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so interesting. Like, I didn't even do that on purpose the first time." After that, you bet your ass, if I ever did it, it was strategic. And the fact that a larger creator would follow me intrigued the brand. And so they were like, "Well, let me go check her out." So as I start going through my Instagram, they're like, "Oh, she's kind of cute. Oh, she might be a good fit. Ooh, I like how she shares products or how she tags the brands and, whatever." And so it gets their attention. So I would say tag the people that already have a following genuinely, and tag the people that this brand is already working with maybe or already loves, and use that to your advantage. Now, don't get your panties in a bunch. I mean, some people will look at what I'm saying, just be like, "Really? Oh my God, she's so skinny," or whatever. Everybody is, you guys. I hate to break it to you, but that's what I meant by I'm not gatekeeping. If there's something in the madness of my method that is working, I want to share it with people because I feel like everybody's unique in their own way and everybody deserves a chance. Let me help you create that chance for you. Okay, I think I'll tell you how I got the Casetify sponsorship or affiliate opportunity before I do post tip number 5, the last tip. Big shocker on the tip number 5, but let me tell you before I forget. And then I'm going to use this blush, you guys. Did you see my reel on this blush? It's like unreal. And I think they sold out right away, but it's coming back. This is Ladybug Glow Cosmetics. Yadi 10 will save you 10%. Not affiliated, okay? Not affiliated means I don't get a kickback, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so the way that I got my Casetify opportunity, I said was not part of like these 5 tips because it wasn't. So the way that I got this opportunity was because my cousin, like randomly in LA, she was connected to one of the like affiliate marketing executives that works at Casetify, like unknowingly. We didn't even know this, okay? She didn't even know this. I mean, she knew him. She just didn't know that he worked there or that he did what he does, which is PR. And so what happened is last year during September, do you guys remember that I had that Sephora reel that went up for Hispanic Heritage Month? So if you don't know, I worked with Sephora, with the Sephora Collective, so Sephora Collection products, on a reel for Hispanic Heritage. It's actually, I do it in Spanish, which was a reason that I got the opportunity because they wanted somebody that was Spanish speaking. And I just do like a 60-second reel on like my everyday makeup and skincare essentials. Well, I had re-shared that to my stories, I think, and I had tagged everybody and their mom. I was like, please help me share. Please go show love to this post, right? Please go see what I'm doing, just letting people know. And of course, all of my friends and all of you, a lot of you showed up for me, which I appreciate. But I had also tagged my sisters, which is, I call her she's my sister. She's my cousin, but I call her my sister. Okay. So my cousin in LA, which I call my sister, I tagged her and she shared it to her stories. None of us knew what was going to happen. We didn't know this. So she shares it to her stories. And, her and this person are friends on social media. And so when she shares the reel to her story, she says, go check out my sister. Oh my God, look at what she's doing big things. This is why you need people that are going to support you, that are going to cheer you along the way. But she shared it to her stories. And so when she shared it to her stories, her friend, this person, saw it. And he was like, who is this? Do you know her? Like, who's Yadi? And she's like, it's my sister. And he was like, oh, okay. And didn't say much. Then he comes back later and then he says, hey, like this was like months later. I want to say like 3 months later, maybe 2. No. Like a month later. Okay. I'm making shit up now. A month later, he comes back to her before they even reached out to me. And they said, hey, do you think that Yadi would be interested in this? And we're like, what? Like she runs. I happened to be in LA when that happened. And she says, Yadi, Yadi, Yadi. Oh my God, I had no idea. My friend, blah, blah, blah. And he just mentioned you. And I was like, what the flip? And so that's how this opportunity came to be. And I just, although I feel like I do, over the years, I have been able to build some confidence, some inner confidence. Sometimes I still kind of stop and think like, how could this be? Like, I'm such a small creator and blah, 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 whatever, But what the email said, once I got off the floor after I'd lost my shit, I gave him my contact info and everything. And then the email said, like, we're launching a micro influencer program, an affiliate program. And remember what I told you guys at the beginning of the video? Nano influencers, micro influencers have way more impact than the Bailey Sarians of the world. It's the truth. Now, yes, you may say, well, good for you, but I don't have those kind of connections and blah, 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 whatever. Now, what I will tell you is I didn't know that I had those connections either. Like, this has literally been my sister my whole life. I had no idea. This has been her friend for a while. We had no idea. And what I will tell you is this is why you promoting yourself and getting out there as much as possible is so important, because we all have connections, but they have connections and those connections have connections. And the way that the algorithm and social media works and everything else is somebody that you have no connection to could come to you one day and say, I saw somebody randomly post it on a story. You just don't know. And so you don't get 100% of the chances that you don't take. So take the chance, do it. With Sephora, like behind the scenes, you guys, I was like a mess. They asked me to redo that reel like 5 different times. And I kind of showcased that I was such an amateur, but I still had the opportunity and they worked with me on it. They were so sweet, but I worked on that reel so freaking hard on a 60-second reel. I had to refilm it so many times, different angles, different verses, different script, like all kinds of stuff, because I'm not an expert, and I'm not like a professional, but I learned. It was a learning experience and it led to this opportunity. So you don't get 100% of the chances that you don't take. So just do it. Literally, the worst that can happen is that nothing happens at first. At first, nothing happens. Yay, officially ran out of my other Charlotte Tilbury, so I get to start using this one. Literally no difference except the top, but beauty enthusiasts, nobody gets them. Nobody understands them. Okay, oh my God, you guys, this look. And the blue mascara, it just takes it to the next level. Let's wrap it up. Tip number 5, another mind-blowing tip. Post. post, post, post. Now, I will tell you that you're probably not going to like my answer, but it's what everybody that does like IG and YouTube education is saying online, is that anytime there's a new feature, so for example, Reels on Instagram, Shorts on YouTube, you need to jump on that wagon because the platform wants to push out that new feature, that it's going to automatically push out your content. Now, I told you I was going to be like super straight up about this. So I used to get pretty good engagement, about 10% or so prior to me starting posting Reels. So 10% of the following that I had, by the way. And the moment that I started posting Reels, I don't know the IG algorithm, but maybe it's going to different accounts that interact with Reels more. I don't know what the problem is, but I don't get the engagement on the Reels that I used to on my still photos. And so I started to kind of feel self-conscious and bad about it. But once I got over myself, what I realized is it has more to do with the algorithm than with the actual content. IG really is pushing out my Reels. And the way that I know this is because for a very long time, my Instagram account was just like steady. I would lose some, I would gain some followers, but it wasn't anything dramatic. In the last 30 to 40 days, I mean, I've grown about 250, 260 followers on Instagram. And that's kind of a big deal for a small Instagram account like mine. So I would say post, post, post. And I'm going to tell you right now, before you get into your head about it, even if you don't get as many likes or as much engagement as you did on your still photos, continue to do that because that's what's going to help you grow. It's also the algorithm's going to help get you pushed out. You'll be highlighted to new accounts that didn't know to follow you. And with that growth also comes brands that are now interested in working with you. So as you can see, I'm going to call it what it is, you guys. There's very little that I won't say here if it means that I will help somebody else grow. And sometimes I would stop myself because it's like, well, how can I talk about growth when I don't have the most growth? There's reasons for that. And I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm going to make changes to get to growing again. But if I'm learning this stuff and it's working for me real time, I wanted to share that with you guys so that you can test it out. If there's anything else that I didn't get into too deeply and you want to drill down with me, send me a message on Instagram or TikTok. That's kind of the apps I'm on all the time. And let's get into it. Like, I will give you the nitty gritty of all of these tips that I talked about. And if I don't know the answer to something, I'll go ask some of my bigger Instagram or YouTuber friends for that answer and I'll get it for you. So I don't know. My whole thing was like, I don't want to gatekeep. Like, literally everybody's trying to accomplish the same thing. And why do I want to grow, but then not see my friends grow? Like, I get excited when I see you guys grow. So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know down below if you have other tips that I didn't get into. These were just the 5 basic tips that right away I knew that had to be done. So share those down below with the community because I think, like, you know, again, it's community over competition, guys. Kinda. There's even a hashtag. If you're interested in that phone case, let me know. Click on the link in the description box below. I will also have it in a pinned comment. And you're going to use the code 15 Yadi Beauty and it'll save you 15% off your entire purchase. So hope you'll support me in that. But thank you guys so much and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.